Good morning, Southeast Texas and Southwestern Louisiana. That's AJ, a.k.a. Alan Jackson. I'm Jim King of the Road. Come on in. Got a special edition of the Jim King of the TV show this weekend. I'll give you some audio samples coming up. Get ready for it. It's Colt Ford live in Southeast Texas kicking it off this year. He's headlining it. Colt Ford, the country rapper. Yeah, we're breaking the mold a little bit this weekend. Put the kids to bed and don't miss it. Lots of opportunities still to come in the Golden Triangle, and I'll give you some audio samples in just a bit. But right now, for those of you with a drinking problem, here comes Midland on King's Country.
One more night, one more down, miss me.
King's Country at kingscountry.net with Gary Allen. I wonder why he doesn't play around these necks of the woods anymore. Probably plays at the casinos nearby, but he used to come into the Golden Triangle and play at places and just sell it out. Jam-packed places. In fact, I have real fond memories of getting to introduce him on my birthday 10, 15 years ago at the old Wild Bill's. Might have been longer than 15 years ago. That place was packed. I got to go on stage and introduce him. Come on back, Gary Allen. Oh, and look who we have coming up next. George Jones, The Window Up Above. And I think the song might be about that house over there in Vidor that he used to live at in the early 60s. It does have a window up above. I took a picture of it. It went viral on Facebook. Check it out. Stay tuned for George Jones coming up next on King's Country. King's Country, kingscountry.net with my brother, Mark Chestnut, Brother Jukebox. You know, it was kind of surreal the first time I met him over about 25 years ago when I first moved here. I'd been here several months, and I was a big fan of Mark Chestnut. In fact, he was one of the first modern-day country singers that I really got into. And I've gotten to know him over the years, you know, interviewed him several times, been in his presence many times. Mark Chestnut, he's just a good old boy. He's a great guy, real down-to-earth, kind of like George Jones was. And that's why I'm having a fabulous flashback.
King of the road.
Backstage at the Texas Crab Festival in Crystal Beach with Mark Chestnut.
Wouldn't for your memory, I'd been here all along. Goodbye, heartache, darling, welcome home.
Of course, Mark Chestnut's home has always been right here in Southeast Texas, where he began performing while still in his teens.
Been having a ball since I was a boy in Beaumont.
I still live in Southeast Texas, and I'm never going to leave it. I've never moved to Nashville. I go there when they force me.
Did they encourage you to move to Nashville in the early years, in the early 90s?
No, really, they didn't. I thought they would, but when I signed with MCA, I thought for sure they were telling me what to wear, what not to wear, and how to act and everything like that. But I thought for sure they're going to try to make me move up here. Mm-hmm. And they never did. They wanted me to stay in Southeast Texas because, you know, we have a unique sound that comes out of this area. And
yeah, it's a very rich music scene here all over Texas, really, but especially Southeast Texas.
Really is. Southeast Texas is real special. It has its own vibe, and you can hear any type of music that you want to hear. You know, if you want to hear country music, honky-tonk music, Cajun music, swamp pop, rock and roll, everything, and you can see it live.
I met a girl out in eastern Oklahoma. Daddy was a Tulsa millionaire.
This concludes our special broadcast. We now return to Nothing Special.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jim King of the Radio, driving you through the lunch hour. You can watch the first airing of the Jim King of the TV show, by the way, on the CW in just a few moments at 12:30 sharp. And in just a few moments, you want to flip over to Channel 6, you can see a preview of the show. And I'm going to give you an audio preview of part of the show coming up in the next break. We're going to zoom off to Nashville to talk to an Aussie from down under, talking about Brittany Elise. She's got a new song. We're going to give that a spin, and we're going to talk to her for just a couple of minutes. That's coming up in the next break on King's Country. Thanks for streaming us. Howdy, folks. Jim King of the TV and radio here. I've got a special return guest today, and I'm really excited about this video. It's so upbeat and inspiring. It's about perseverance. It's about making the best. It's about being grateful for everything you have. I love your new video, Brittany Elise.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
And one of the coolest things is about the title. It's kind of like street talk here in Southeast Texas or in the U.S. We good, all right. I've heard that before.
Yeah, they even here in Australia, a few people are like, that is so Aussie of you to write a title like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a simple street talk title, but it also matches the vibes perfectly of simple people doing simple things. And so, yeah, no, we went to name it something else and it didn't feel right.
And you have a huge festival that you've been a part of there in Australia, the Tamworth Country Music Festival.
Yeah, I've been attending Tamworth since I was 7 years old, if you can believe it. And that was one of my final shows here for my tour. And that happened just in January, and it was huge. That's actually where we launched and released this brand new song that we're talking about. We got a ride, and we had line dances there. There's a line dance that goes with the song as well. So it was a definite party that day, and was so much fun to launch it at that festival.
I noticed you're also involved in the CMA Fest every year there in Nashville. Can you believe this? I've been playing country music on the radio and TV for 30 years, and I've never been to Nashville. I'm thinking maybe this year might be the year that I go to the CMA Fest. Is that something good for a TV show to be? I'm going to have a TV show and an internet radio station. Would that be something worthwhile for me to go to get content?
Absolutely. I think it's, I haven't been to as many probably festivals in the US as maybe yourself, but that festival is so unique and there's so much wonderful things that happen there that absolutely. And then we get to catch up in person. So there's lots of double whammies there. I look forward to doing that.
Here comes Nashville recording artist Brittany Elise with We Good, All Right, as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. KingsCountry.net. I'm Jim King. It's been Battle of the Bulge lately, I have to admit. In fact, I've been scared to step on a scale because I think I've gained a couple of pounds from Suzanne Simmons' great cooking. Suzanne is our number one listener. She might even be listening right now. Suzanne, I have no complaints. You're the best cook in Beaumont. I'm the luckiest man in Beaumont. But, man, I've got to try to lose some weight. Speaking of that, Jelly Roll tells it like it is, even if it's at his own expense. Here he is on a podcast, Bussin' with the Boys, making everyone crack up, talking about his weight loss journey.
I remembered I would watch people be so ashamed of how big they got, celebrities, and they would go hide and lose the weight and then pop back out like, new me, who this? For me, it was more like, no, man, I was so fat. I have lost all of this weight. I'm going to lose another 100 pounds. The best part is I was so fat that I'm still fat. And think about that. I was so fat that I'm sitting on your bus right now, 375 pounds, and we're proud of me.
King's Country, KingsCountry.net. It's the Jim King thing, and it's going to about to blow the King's Country at KingsCountry.net. We got a special episode of the Jim King of the TV show this weekend. It's a rapping country episode. Put the kids to bed. It's going to blow the roof off the town. We're going to have Britt Godwin back in the Royal Spotlight. He's a great singer-songwriter from Beaumont, Texas. We're going to zoom off to Nashville. We played the audio earlier to check out Brittany Elise. She's from Down Under. She's got a new song. We gave that a spin. We're going to kick it off with a couple of segments from Colt Ford, sponsored by Texas Construction Resources. Here's a little audio sample.
They keep pouring them, and we ain't gonna live.
for them old cowboys who like to fight and raise hell and make a lot of noise.
Hell-raising, beer-drinking music.
Man, I talk about God, family, friends, America, hard work, honky-tonkin', things like that. I talk about what I know about. And my favorite thing for me is that there's a lot of little kids that really like it. I have such a wide age demographic. You'll see this show tonight. There's 5 and 6-year-olds with my T-shirt on, and then there's their 40-year-old parents that got it on, and their 60-year-old parents of them that got it on, and that's pretty cool. That doesn't happen much.
Well, I heard you were here, and we have a really young audience, too, for our television show on Fox. And, so I thought you'd just be a natural for this show that we have. We specialize in music, so I was really excited about having you on.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, that's probably one of my favorite things, to see that wide age demographic. And, for me, a lot of the stuff, I deliver it how I deliver it, recitation, talking, some people call it country rap, whatever. At the end of the day, I make country music. I'm a country artist, but I talk about things that I think a lot of parents, I get messages every day from parents going, thank you for doing what you do, because my kids are listening to you now. You're somebody that they can look up to, and I don't shy away from that. The people say I don't want to be a role model. I think that goes along with what you're doing, and I'm not afraid to do that, and tell them kids it's all right to be a country kid. That's a good thing, and it's good to say yes ma'am and no sir, and pull your pants up and put a belt on, and say thank you, and be respectful of women, and all those things that country values and morals that we're raised on.
King of the Road. Here comes this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
All she's gotta do is just, come on. All she's gotta do is just.
Great to see you, though. But
Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to lend 50 cents. No phone, no fool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, all but 2 hours of pushing broom. Buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. He's a man of means by no means. He's king of the road.
Roger Miller, everybody.
No, that's you. Aren't you king of the road?
Trying to be. It's self-proclaimed.
All right.
This is, of course, Neil McCoy. And Neil?
Yes, sir.
What I did last night, I sat in front of my fireplace watching this.
I'm so sorry.
Neil McCoy live at Hodag. And you've been doing this for about 15 years in the Rhinelander, Wisconsin?
We have. Yeah, we've been at that festival about 15, 16 years now.
We don't want to wait even another minute, so let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Academy of Country Music 2005 Humanitarian of the Year and 903 Music Recording Artist, Neil McCoy!
King of the Road. You found it, King's Country at kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King, about to cruise on out of here. I enjoyed it today. Hope you did too. Hope you have a great weekend. Take King's Country everywhere you go, because you have no excuse now. We are literally everywhere. Be it Bluetooth in your car, on your computer, on your smartphone. Live 365 is how I like to roll in the Black Bullet, the King's Caddy down the road. In the old Caddy, I got to listen to terrestrial radio, which is very painful. I do it about once a week. In fact, I got to get the old Caddy cranked up here this weekend and down the road to China and back. China, Texas, that is.
You keep it between the ditches. Have a great one. We'll talk to you next week on the Jim King of the Radio Show. And don't miss the TV show this weekend because it's a Rappin' Country episode. We haven't done that in almost a year. It was time. Whip a little Colt Ford on you. Anyway, have a good one. Keep it between the ditches. Later, Gators.
Long live the king.